positive growth rate now these days?
Yes.
Okay, that's good news. What about America?
America has a negative growth rate.
So that means Indians do not have to worry too much because they're still having positive growth rate despite having such a huge pandemic.
See, all of this data is, is very dynamic, has to be very dynamic at this time. Last time when I checked, when this data was published, a lot of government stimulus, which, like, for example, Federal Reserve is giving out, putting the money in the market at 0% rate, or Indian government has already given several lakhs of crores to businesses to thrive. So now when the new report is generated, after all of this money that is pumped in the market and it starts working, starts doing its job, then we will get to know, I think, which is by the end of the year, what is the, how have we performed globally. Because right now, every day, the public policies are changing.
Okay. Any comment Jack would like to make before we move on to the next speaker regarding the economy? I mean, you're not...
I'd have to say that the economic impact of the United States has been huge, and the reason is that if we had just taken 6 weeks to apply travel restrictions, quarantining people, testing, and so forth, we could be back to a booming economy here. But we have done everything wrong, and we have now contracted. Our economic contraction is more than 10%.
Good.
So we're in a kind of recession.
Yes.
We could rebound from it rather quickly if people were willing to take the public health measures that are necessary. But again, the cowboy spirit of the U.S., where people do their own thing, they're free, the government can't tell them what to do, is going to have an economic disastrous effect on the economy. Until we get the discipline to do the right public health measures, or until we have a vaccine, we're going to be in very difficult circumstances.
Okay, thank you, Jack. I think now we move on to the next speaker, and that is our Dr. Vijay Bang, who will be speaking about the overall angioplasty rates have come down. And globally, I think he's a senior interventional cardiologist from Bombay, from Leelavati Hospital, which is one of the very premium institute, and most of the film stars and politicians have been visiting this hospital for a long time. So Dr. Vijay Bang, please go ahead, about 5 minutes. You can talk about Bombay, how Maharashtra doing, or overall, whatever you want to talk about the overall degrowth of the angioplasty procedures globally and also in India and your center. Oh, sorry, I've taken a wrong person. Dr. Vijay Bang, where is Dr. Vijay Bang? Oh, sorry, he's not connected as of now. Ashokan, please go ahead. Come back to Ashokan. He can talk his... Ashokan, please go talk about something which you can talk before Vijay Bang comes in.
Yeah, good evening to you all. Can you hear me?
Yes, you are here. You are audible.
So I think it's very interesting points you raised. One is Professor Vivek Gupta, you have mentioned that a lot of smaller cities in India is affected, and it's a highly contagious disease, and it's affecting many hospitals. It's affected in the smaller clinics affected, and bigger institutions, the function is affected. That way, healthcare industry is altogether in trouble now. One is the number of patients coming to the hospital, and second thing is the effect of COVID among the healthcare workers. And Kerala, we see daily now 20 to 30 healthcare workers are getting infected with this virus. And a lot of small clinics that closed down because of this. Now, coming back to the point, I think we already discussed about the how to tackle this highly contagious disease and how to prevent this calamity occurring in different parts of the country. One most important thing is we should have a total test. We are relying only on antigen now, and we should do the antibody test. We know that this antibody is not lasting longer, Because now we have a study from China which shows that the antibody lasts only 6 weeks, and 96% of asymptomatic and 93% asymptomatic. And there's a 70% reduction in the antibody titer within 6 weeks' time. But what will happen if a person exposed to infection within these 6 weeks? Will they get this contagious disease? Will they get infected again, reinfection the same person if antibody titer is low? That's a question. Second one is, once a person is discharged from the hospital after the adequate treatment and labeled him as non-infectious, come to the community, what is the chance of this person transmitting to others? And what is the chance of this person getting infection again? These are the questions should not answer. I think this is only a 7 months a new virus infection, and we have learned a lot. And most important thing is we should do both antibody and antigen test, because that is most cost effective, and we should have a very rapid test and to combine both antigen and antibody. That is the only solution to these problems. Otherwise, we will be only treating the cases and we won't be moving forward. So, because one side we will be treating, again we will come to the other places. I think the best thing is to have both antibody and antigen test. And at the time of discharge, we should be able to tell whether the person is what is the status of antigen of that person, what is the status of IgM and IgG. At least a few weeks, you will know that this person is not infectious and he is not going to get infectious. I think that's the most important thing we have to make.
Thank you. Actually, you are right that a lot of things need to be answered. You said antigen, antibody at the same time, maybe at the time of discharge, you're right. So we'll take these questions. I've noted down after Dr. Vijay Bank has spoken with Dr. Jack Lubin. I'll take those questions and try to find out some solution. As of now, we are still mongering, and we want to talk about the pulmonary fibrosis, which is happening in a lot of patients. So let me talk to Dr. Vijay Bank. I was trying to introduce him. Dr. Vijay Bank is our dear friend, and he's from Lilavati Hospital. He is a senior interventional cardiologist, has treated a lot of film stars there, which is one of the important hospital in Bombay. So he'll talk briefly about why angioplasty procedures are going down, number one, and he'll talk about Bombay scenario, and so that we can then start concluding the whole thing with Dr. Jack Lubin. Please go ahead, Dr. Vijay Bank.
Thank you, Dr. Gupta, for inviting me. My share screen is disabled. Can you put my share screen on, please?
Okay, I'll do that. Just a minute. So I'm making you host for briefly. That's the only way out.
Sure.
I make you host. So whenever somebody else try to join, please,
Yes.
do you know how to work with the Zoom?
I know everything about the Zoom, but let me...
I think you are innovator of Zoom, so basically you are from China. So I make you host. Now, okay, go ahead.
Okay, fine. Thank you very much.
And I also invite and welcome Mr. Navneet Kumar, who's there. We'll have some questions he asked regarding economy. Okay, so please go ahead for another 5-10 minutes. You can talk 5-7 minutes regarding this pandemic, and we will again cut down within 25 minutes. So please be little brief. Next time we'll have a prolonged webinar. Thank you, Vijay.
Thank you very much, Dr. Gupta, for inviting me to this important webinar. And I say hello to all the panelists and your participants. And importantly, this pandemic, unexpected, unprecedented, has created a ravage through the world. Nobody is spared. Everybody is affected in some way or the other. But that's the scenario, but we are not disheartened. We are still fighting fit, and we are doing our best to control this pandemic. And I'm sure in another 4 months, India is going to win this pandemic in time to come. Most importantly, the title that everybody has bothered about is the title where the heart attacks have disappeared.